The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is the latest thing my eyes got to witness, and here's my honest review. Spoilers ahead. So The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a prequel to the previous Hunger Games films. Now, if you have not seen any of the Hunger Games films, a quick recap is the Hunger Games was created to punish the rebels, in which a boy and a girl are picked from 12 different districts to fight in an annual to the death competition. So this film follows the story of Coriolanus in the Hunger Games films, better known as President Snow. So this film has us at its early days of the 10th anniversary of the games. This is where Snow is assigned to become a mentor for his tribute from District 12, Lucy Gray. Throughout the movie, Snow faces challenges in which he is forced between choosing the path of just being the mentor for money and power, or being the mentor who tries to create a difference in the games. Now, the story ultimately dives deeper into Snow's character, in which the choices he made to become President Snow, who we now know in the Hunger Games trilogy. So, the acting in this film was honestly really enjoyable. With a standout cast with actors such as Rachel Zegler, Tom Blyth, Peter Dinklage, this film doesn't bleed dry on the acting, honestly. Now, the performance from Rachel Zegler as Lucy Gray was incredible. She really brought that character to life, in my opinion. And not to mention, Tom Blyth as Coriolanus Snow. He done an amazing job. It was really amazing. But honestly, my hats go off to Jason Schwartzman and his character as Lucky Flickerman, the host. Oh my god, this guy. His character is written so well, and the performance was just crazy. It was amazing. I mean, yes, sometimes the comedic parts and the serious tones of the film just didn't work, resulting in a bit of bad timing for comedic elements. But apart from that, the acting did not fall short in this film. Now, I'm going to get some hate for this one, but this is how I honestly felt. So hear me out first. This film is split up into 3 different acts, which are titled as Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Now, for someone like me who, I've seen the Hunger Games before, but I think I only saw them ever once, and I never really got into them, I never got into the books, anything like that. I didn't really care about the lore, or honestly, I didn't even watch a trailer for this film, so let's just get that out the way first. But I did find the film to be really interesting, to be honest with you. Now, the first part of the film is honestly really intriguing. Watching Coriolanus Snow kind of grow into this character who learns to make a real connection with his tribute Lucy, I thought it was amazing. And how he sort of just turns on the games and realizes whether what they are doing is honestly wrong. I liked it. Then we get the second part, which follows the actual Hunger Games event, in which all the tributes come together to fight. Now, for the majority of this, Hunger Game fight, our main character stays pretty under wraps, or should I say underground. We get to see the other tributes in the arena kind of build alliances, take out others, which they gave us some really, really impactful and emotional deaths in here, which I thought was the strongest part of the film. But what it didn't do well was keep us waiting at times for something interesting to happen during the game. Now, Coriolanus' friend Sejanus decides to go into the arena and to pay his respects to his tribute because he's 100% against these games at this point, ultimately leading Snow into killing his first victim, which is sadly a tribute. Now, the second part of the film finishes with Lucy Gray winning the games after Snow cheats to ensure she survives a wave of rainbow snakes that are released into the arena to ensure there are no winners. Now, here's where things get loose. The third part of the film, it kind of lost me. Snow is banished from the capital, in which he is sentenced to go to District 8, but he manages to get himself into District 12 to see if Lucy Gray is still alive. While on the train, his friend Sejanus pops up and says, "Hey buddy, I'm coming with you." Now, Snow ends up finding Lucy Gray, and together they plan to run away and get away from the capital and start fresh. But while this is happening, Sejanus is planning to cause some chaos in the district to bring the people up and to save him. Now, this is where we get to see the villainy in Snow's character, as he sells out his friend and kills 2 people in cold blood. This ultimately then leads to him causing the death of his friend Sejanus, which honestly, that was a pretty emotional scene, to be honest. After that, Lucy Gray sees the evil in him and she decides to run away, resulting in Snow shooting her, but not knowing if he killed her because he was bit by a snake, so he was a bit delusional. Snow is gained access back into the capital, in which he gains more power and a title for himself as President Snow, setting up the Hunger Games villain that you all know and love. So why did I hate the pacing? Well, honestly, the third act just dragged a little bit too much for me. They could have easily made it a little bit more tighter and had a really good finish, to be honest. They did include, however, a lot of Easter eggs in which fans, not like myself, picked up, such as the classic song Hanging Tree and the origin of that song, which I guess pleased a lot of fans because my cinema all kind of gasps, including my friend next to me. She was like, and I was like, what's going on? Like, it's just a song. But like I said, me not being a fan of the Hunger Games, I probably didn't know that, and if I did, I probably would have found a bit more connection and love to that third act of the film. So maybe it's just me who felt that that ending could have been done a little bit quicker at a quicker pace. Honestly, it wasn't a terrible film, and I actually have given it a spot in my top 10 favourite films of this year, which I will be having a video coming out of that towards the end of the year. I'm like, it may get taken down by Wonka, I don't know, but that will be coming at the end of the year. And this movie is truly one of those events you actually do have to go watch in cinema to experience it. I think these action scenes in this film were marvelous, and the characters were really interesting and intriguing, especially to someone who wasn't a massive fan of the films like myself. I found that connection between the characters, which honestly, well done. Now, I ultimately want to rewatch all the Hunger Games films to see if I can connect to this film better in any possible way, and then maybe I might up the score later on. I don't know, but as for now, I'm going to give Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes a 7 out of 10. I do think you should go see this film in the cinema and experience it on the big screen, especially if you're a massive fan of the franchise. Then you know what, I think you're in for a real treat. But apart from that, thank you all, be kind, love one another. I'm Ali, ciao.